Hello everybody, welcome back. Dead Spikes here, and today we're doing another Minecraft Dungeons video on the same playthrough I did before. So, a few things I want to show you in the settlement before we jump right into the dungeon. First thing I want to do is show you this little scarecrow over here. This kind of shows us and lets us use some moves on it to showcase and see how they work DPS wise. And I just wanted to showcase this mushroom I got from the end of last video. It's pretty awesome. So this is my normal attack speed, which is decent. And we pop the mushroom and woo, we attack a hell of a lot quicker for a few seconds. So that's awesome. And then also I want to show the village merchant that I got. So if I come to the left over here, there's a village merchant and he sells a few items and I can restock it by pressing Y and spending some emeralds like so. Doing this, I could keep rolling until I find something I would like to buy. Knowing this, there's kind of something I want to check out with the mission select. So after completing Creeper Woods like we did, and a lot of things opened up. We have 5 different routes we can go. Soggy Swamp, Pumpkin Pastures, Cacti Canyon, Redstone Mines, or Creepy Crypt. Now when I click on them, they all have the same difficulties I can go through. Default 5 is now my max, and I'm wondering if it's based off my power. Now luckily, showing you this village merchant will show you that I can upgrade my power from 4 that I'm currently at. So both of these weapons are a lot higher power, which you can see there on the item. This one's 11 and this one's 10 compared to my 1 and 7. So let's buy both of these since they have decent enchants as well. And we're going to equip them. And let's see what our power goes up to. So we're currently 4. Let's put this on. That stays at 4. And let's put the axe on. Now we're up to 7. So now 7 power. Is this going to increase my difficulty max? Oh, it actually doesn't. Okay, well that answers that question. Alright, so with these cool items we bought, looking through them, we don't want to buy anything on the axe, but it was a huge melee damage increase. But on the bow, we're going to definitely get this artifact charge, which looks awesome, and we're going to combine it with piercing. So now we're kind of on a nice bow build. We're definitely going to have some good long-range damage, and now let's figure out where we're going. After much debate, I have decided that Pumpkin Pastures looks like the safest place that we can go since we have to play with such high of difficulty. Alright, so now we're coming up on our first group of enemies in Pumpkin Pasture, and there's a lot of enemies. It's already starting to look pretty scary. There's a armored skeleton there with an enchanter and then an armored illager all together. Another armored skeleton. We're learning to keep our distance a little bit here because I think these are going to hurt a lot when we get up close. So just taking it slowly and keeping a gap between us and the enemies because, you know, we don't want to catch COVID or nothing. We were able to handle that first group pretty okay. Luckily, that enchanter really didn't do a whole lot there either. After taking that enchanter out, let's go try out this armored illager with our melee weapon and mushroom. We look like we literally do nothing to it. That is insane how many hits that took, and he almost killed us from full health. This might be a struggle here in the Pumpkin Pastures. So we just continue fighting through mobs, trying to save up some arrows because we don't have a whole lot at this point. Trying to use our artifacts the best we can to stay alive. And we get cornered and can't figure out what's going on and die almost immediately into this dungeon. The camera view on that was pretty rough, I must say. That might have been what killed me there. But also getting ganged on by some armored illagers hurt a lot. Look at how much health they have. It's insane. This might be a harder difficulty than I anticipated. Going through these mobs, I definitely am trying to take out these enchanters first because I do not want them to buff these enemies. Buffing these enemies will make it so they almost one-shot me. After that unfortunate death, we're going a little bit further into the dungeon and just seeing what we can do. And we got a hunter armor drop, which is huge because if you didn't know, the hunter armor increases my bow damage, which I'm tending to be using a lot more. And what do we notice? It has cowardice on the bottom right there, which is exactly what we needed for armor. That was such an increase to armor too. We went from 1 power to a 13 power armor. Nice. This should make us have a lot more health. Now looking through these perks, I'm definitely going to be wanting to go with cowardice and tumblebee. Tumblebee makes it so when I roll, there is a chance that a bee companion will spawn that'll help us mess some stuff up. Continuing through Pumpkin Pastures a little bit further, getting some emeralds, and we come aboard a ship, mateys, where there's a lot of skeletons and they deal a lot of damage. Luckily we didn't die there, but it was pretty close. Armored skeleton here. Doesn't take too long to take out. And then we figure out that there is a cabin that we can go into. Ooh, this looks interesting. It looks like we got on the trapped villager, and we got a zombie riding a chicken. Interesting. This villager that we unlock is called the Mystery Merchant. Well, we'll have to check that out once we get back to camp. Oh, on top of that, we unlocked Archhaven. Dang. This was an awesome ship for some loot. So we're coming up to this side area, just taking out the mobs with our fireworks and our arrows, and we come up to this really annoying, like, glitchy house. Not necessarily glitchy, but you see all the mobs getting stuck on it. I mean, that looks nice and all, but it's kind of annoying. I'd rather them be fluid, so I know where they're gonna go, rather than them just disattach when they do. And we're trying to stay alive. You can see our bee companion popped out there, and we died. We do feel a lot more healthy, but man, they just deal so much damage, and just this house mechanic altogether kind of got us stuck. I don't know how that skeleton got in the middle, but look at him. He's just trying to get out, and he's just completely stuck. I do eventually get him out with arrows here, you can tell. Continuing through that little side area we've been doing, we see our first chest. Woo, shiny. And it has a new weapon, sickles. They kind of look crappy for me. They have fast attack speed, and they deal low damage, which makes sense and all. But I feel like you need very special enchantments to make them work. We come up to our first big notable part of Pumpkin Pastures, where the Illagers will lock the gate on us, and they're gonna send an ambush. This is already terrifying, knowing that these guys are way stronger than me. We got a sickle drop there. We take a look at it, and again, I'm not very interested. Just looking at the damage, it just doesn't look worth it, and there's not enough range. So we'll get back to it. We're gonna fight some Illagers here. We got some chainmail. Get our first enchanter here, which is terrifying because he enchants an armored Illager. After we take him out, the armored Illager ain't too bad. Grab a swiftness potion, give us some speed, and a huge group spawns. Again, we're gonna focus the enchanter because we don't want that extra damage. You see how fast we just take down health-wise there? We almost died in like a matter of like 2 seconds of just letting them hit us. Luckily, it wasn't too bad, and we cleared it out. But we jumped the gun a little bit, because we didn't know there was going to be a giant ambush a door later. And silly us didn't wait on our potion cooldown, so we were sitting at very low health. You can see we spawned another bee there. It's about a 33% chance, so about every 3 rolls we'll spawn a bee, which they are pretty decent for damage. They two-shot most mobs here at this point. We're definitely trying to play this slow and sit back. You can see we've saved up a lot of arrows. 400 arrows is gonna help us a lot through this. So we do want to keep our distance the best we can, especially being that we only have 1 life left. I really don't want to fail a dungeon yet at this point, so yeah, we definitely got jumped here, and you can see I'm just running terrified. I did not expect to have that many Illagers just spawn on me like this. Wow, and how much damage they deal. Thank God for the bee companion to keep up my morale. Okay. Let's go back up there, and we're gonna continue working on these mobs. Alright, so we got a strength potion on us, and a whole nother train of mobs spawns again, and we almost die. We're running away in terror because that's the best thing we could do, and slowly just turn around and peeking a shot at them. Luckily, this strength potion is going to make it so I kill these mobs a lot quicker, so the threat dies down. I think we're almost done at this area, thank God, because this was probably the most terrifying experience we've had so far. Just a few more Illagers we got to take out, spawn a bee to grab that aggro for us. That's really what's nice about that bee, is it keeps the Illagers from coming at us. And we did finish the bridge without a death, thankfully. Continuing to fight on through this terrifying area, we come across our first boss called the Evoker. Ooh, another set of sickles. And they're green, but I definitely still don't like them. Bruh. We also have these enemy types that I don't really know what they're called, but they spawn bombs on us, and it's quite annoying.
Oh no, this is horrible!
To fight this Evoker, we're just gonna sit back and be a cheesy archer, which happens to work pretty well. I'm sure he will probably two-shot us if we do let him get close enough. So this boss is gonna keep spawning little fairies around him that he sends at us, and then doing that book move that you see that he is spamming. Here's the fairies that he spawns, then they come at us with swords. They're definitely no Tinkerbells. Bruh. After taking that Evoker out, we're gonna give some creepers a taste of their own medicine. Kabam! And that just took out like 6 creepers. That was pretty awesome. Okay, so here we are coming up to the final hurrah of Pumpkin Pastures. Now I remembered this part, so I made sure to fully heal. I looked through all of the equipment we have gotten so far through this, and now we're gonna give it a go here. This is the last hurdle I will need to go over to be able to complete this area. So we're going to put everything we've gotten so far to the test, and hopefully we can stand up and finish this dungeon. Start out with a few Illagers, which we just long range take our bow out. I definitely still don't want to try to melee attack because I don't want to get overwhelmed, so I'm going to do my best to be using my bow here. Luckily, we do have an abundance of arrows still at this point, sitting at that 400. Our bee's taking the aggro, so we can sit back and just keep shooting like we are Legolas himself. I was trying to pull that armored illager off of that enchanter, so it wasn't as tanky as it was at that point. I keep shooting these illagers. We're killing these waves pretty easily so far. They tried to jump scare me there, but I was ready for it, so I just backed up and did what I could. I was really lucky at this point that that armored illager got stuck on that other one. That was a savior. A strength potion is gonna make this huge. You can see the boss spawn now. We have an evoker. I'm not sure if the enchanter can hit the boss or not, but luckily there was no one close enough to try to. I got hit by the book there, which actually didn't do as much damage as I expected before. And we're just gonna basically turn into a Gatling gun back here and take care of the rest of these mobs. Luckily we got another bee spawn to stop the mobs from coming so close. And we literally just gonna sit back and shoot as fast as we can with our bow and just spam these arrows until the boss is dead. Happen to work very greatly because it's pushing him back slightly while he's stopping himself to use the attack animation. And as he's riddled with probably close to 100 arrows, the evoker has fell. And we basically just finished the area there. Finish off these last few mobs, and I think we're done. And here we go. Sweet victory! We have finished our second dungeon without fail so far. This playthrough is looking good. The beginning of that dungeon was absolutely terrifying, but the end we pulled together and we finished her. This chest is gonna give us a nice flaming quiver to complement the bow build we are kind of putting together. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button. If you want to see some more on this playthrough, definitely make sure to subscribe. I plan to be doing a few more of this. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Spikes out.